Hey there, welcome to a new video. Today we are having a look at a brand new plugin which just dropped today. It's called Liminal by FlickSwitch Audio and it's actually pretty unique. And in today's video I quickly want to demonstrate you what you can do with it, how it works, and show you some really cool sound examples. So now let's jump right into it. When you open Liminal for the first time, it looks like this. You have this huge window on the left which shows the volume of the sound, and you can split it into 3 segments. The first slider basically splits the loudest part from the body. So the center is the body and this part down below is like the quietest part of a sound. It's like a multi-gate effect. And you can route these individual bands once you split them up into different effects. So you have these slots on the right and you can route each band, like this is the first band, into different effect sections. Let's say you have the loudest part isolated here and now you can route it into effect section A. And in effect section A you have a variety of different effects you can apply and also customize. And now you can also say I want this to be routed into B as well. So let's say we want some overdrive and we also want the body of our sound be routed into B, and we only want our quietest part to be routed to C, or we, for example, apply a reverb. And now we can also do some EQing. So we can enter the EQ by clicking on this button right here, and you can select between an input and an output EQ. The input EQ does not change the audio signal, but it just changes of where the threshold is being triggered, basically. With the output EQ, you can change the outcoming signal of your lane of these 3. You can also apply the routing in different ways, and there's an in-gain and an out-gain knob and a mix knob. Let's have a look at some sound examples which I have prepared. For example, we have this drum loop right here. And now let's apply Liminal. So now we basically turn this into some dystopian sci-fi doom kind of drum loop. And let's have a look at what I did here. So the loudest part here are just basically the loudest hits of the drums. The kick, the snare, the rim, whatsoever. And I did not affect this because I wanted this to come through clean. And now in the second band, we had the heads and the crashes happening. I sent this band to effect section B and effect section C. And in B, I have set up a little repeater. So this signal gets repeated. You can change the rate here. And the repetitions, add some jitter and decay. And then I also sent this to effect section C, where I applied a reverb to make it really epic and boomy. This is especially great when you have a drum loop and you don't want to affect the main drums, and you can do some precise effects with this method right here. Besides that, we also have the quietest parts, which sound like this. So it's just some transients which are not that loud actually here, and these are going just into C where the reverb was placed. And now with all the lanes together it sounds like this. And I think Liminal was inspired by this Bitwig device, where you can also split the sound into the loudest, the body, and the quietest part. This is great to now have it as a VST, where you can use it in all DAWs essentially. So that's really nice if you are in other DAWs. Let's have a look at another sound example. I have prepared this sound, which is just an unprocessed tearout gun I made a few weeks ago. And with Liminal, we can make this out of it. And every time we get a new hit, which is really cool. So you can basically turn a tearout gun into a cool impact or a sci-fi sound. Without and with. This effect section was a preset from the preset library, which they also have. So you can just go through the presets and get some insane effects already. So what we could do now is just change the amount of the effects, like just tweaking some knobs, and then see what we get then out of this. Now it almost sounds like a mechanical sound. Like if someone is lifting something and then putting it down. So this would be cool to put like in the tension section of a song where you want to build up some hype. This is where I would use this now, for example. It's also really good on drums. I came up with this effect section right here. This was a snare and a kick. And you can transform drum samples into completely different sounds. Let's play around with the routing here. Of course, the volumes stack up, so we might have to reduce the in gain. What happens if we stretch the kick? So let's set it on texture mode and stretch it super, super long. And now let's see what it does with the transients. Ooh. This is an insane sound. I would use this sound immediately now. And of course we can blend the mix in. And now let's have a look what it just sounds on some synths. So I have took this sound from my Ice Cut Deeper remix, which is, by the way, out on SoundCloud now. So definitely make sure to check it out. Came out really, really nicely. And this is what it sounds like. Just like an arpeggio. And we can also use it to detect like the really, really loud parts and the body and then isolate them and apply effects. And create some cool glitchy movement. Let's also do some effects routing stuff now. So we can basically put them in series. So usually they would go into the master basically. And now we can say that FXA is also going into FXB. And then we can say FXB is going into FXC and so on. And then it goes into the master. So you have to be careful because it can stack up in volume. You can just turn down the gain knobs here or the in gain knob and then just move the bands again. This is really fun to play around and come up with cool sounds with more textures or transform sounds into completely different use cases. And finally, let's have a look at this VR synth loop, which has some more volume jumps. Without Liminal, it sounds like this. And with Liminal, we can turn it into this. And then we just mix it out again. So this was Liminal by FlickSwitch Audio. Thank you for sending me over a license of Liminal to review and check it out. And that's it for today's video. Please let me know in the comments what you think of Liminal. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe, which is the best way to support the channel. See you in the next video. Have a great day and goodbye.